Now, out of all of the tips to thrifting, this more than likely is the most iffy one. A lot of people are skeptical about trying on things in the thrift store because most thrift stores that I've been to kind of have like an odor. Not one where you go in and you get nauseous or sick or anything like that, but everybody knows that old clothes have an, I guess you could call it an old scent. So you feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot try this on because it smells weird or it looks weird or anything like that. Now, to be completely honest, all of the thrift stores that I go to, the clothes are in pristine condition. I've never been to a thrift store where you're like picking clothes out of a bin and they have like mildew on it. To me, that should be against the law, and I would caution you to stay away from that particular type of thrift store. But even the Salvation Army thrift stores, they take very good care of their apparel, and so does the Goodwill. If you go into those, they still have a scent because the things have been in people's cedar closets, their attics, their basements, things of that sort. So what I would recommend to help you to get over your phobia or your fear of trying things on in a thrift store is to wear always, when you go, a tank top and a pair of leggings. This enables you to, even if the thrift store doesn't have a dressing room, they always have big mirrors on the walls for people to try things on. This will enable you to come out of your coat if it's winter and come out of your top shirts and out of your pants or your skirt and still be fully dressed, but have a sheer thin layer of clothing on to get a more accurate fit of things, and the clothes aren't actually touching your body. Because tip number 5, which I'll get to after this, a lot of thrift stores have kind of like an iffy return or exchange policy. So once you get it out of their store, sometimes you can't bring it back. So you just want to make sure that when you try things on, that it, at least, even if you try it on top of your clothes, that you can get the gist of how it fits. Because if it doesn't fit, I don't care if it's a quarter, it's a wasted quarter because you can't wear it. Okay, so the most important tip I think to thrifting is to make sure that you try it on, because no matter how much of a plan you have or how much of a vision you have or how much you stay in your budget, if you get something that you've taken all of this time to look at, to envision, to keep within the budget, and it's a part of your plan and you can't fit it, you've wasted your whole experience. So make sure that you try it on so that your thrifting experience is successful, all-encompassing. Alright guys, last but not least, the last tip to thrifting is to learn the return and exchange policy of the thrift store that you're shopping at. I'm going to be completely honest. Every thrift store that I've ever gone to, except the Goodwill and another like little, I don't want to call it hole in the wall because that's kind of rude and disrespectful, but a smaller mom and pop thrift store that I've attended actually have a return and exchange policy where you're able to bring things back. Every other one that I've been to, including the Salvation Army family store, once you get it out of their store, once they get your money, you're not getting any money back and you're not exchanging anything. 9 times out of 10 when you go to a thrift store, they're ran by nonprofit agencies who have alcohol and drug abuse rehabilitation centers that they fund with the money from the thrift store. So they don't want to take the chance of somebody always coming in and buying something and returning it, and then they lose out on the money that they need to fund these funds and these buildings. So tip number 4 is important because of tip number 5. A lot of times when you get things at these great prices, you can't return it and you can't exchange it. But if you do happen to go to a thrift store where you can, make sure you know, because some of them, if they do have a return or an exchange policy, it's within 7 days, or if you got it on sale, then it's you can't exchange it or return it. So it's important to know these things, because whether you spend $1 or $100, it's still your money. So you want to make sure that you're getting the best for your buck, as well as the best, you know, policy and customer service as well. I really hope that these tips to thrifting helps you have a better thrifting experience. If you've never gone thrifting before and you're watching this video, I really, really hope that it enables you to have a great thrifting experience and that you find some wonderful things. And if you have gone thrifting before and you had a bad thrifting experience, I apologize for that, for whatever reason that you had it, but I hope that you watching this will enable you to give it a try one more time and go back and actually, you know, have a plan, have a vision, have a budget. Don't be afraid to try things on and learn the return exchange policy, and maybe you'll have a more successful thrifting experience. It is my hope that you will go to www.thefullerfigure.com and check out the vlogs, the blogs, the fashion series. 99% of the things that you will see on the website came from a thrift store. They either belong to me or are things that I've seen along the way. And it is my hope that you will tell your friends about this video and about the website, and that you will subscribe to the videos that I've already done. Remember, be bold, be classy, be confident, and be you. And if you are a curvy girl like myself, walk in your fuller figure confidence. Thanks for watching.